I'm Jason. The world is yours, and today we have a story about PFL lightweight fighter Anthony Pettis discusses amazing payday from boxing match with Roy Jones Jr. Quote, I was surprised to see the check. Former UFC lightweight champion Anthony Pettis is getting ready for a hefty payday to box Roy Jones Jr. Showtime has been out of action since his rematch versus Stevie Ray at PFL event number 7, or PFL season 7, excuse me, last August 2022. Braveheart who Braveheart had a Braveheart Stevie Ray Braveheart, because people don't know who Braveheart is. Stevie Ray had defeated the former UFC champion by second round submission just 2 months prior. At PFL 7, Ray made it 2-0 in the series versus Anthony Pettis by winning by decision. Following the defeat, the former lightweight title holder stated that he was open to boxing next. While Pettis is likely open to the idea, he probably didn't expect that he'd make it his boxing debut versus Roy Jones Jr. It says has a professional record of 66-9, but hasn't fought since 2008. Didn't Roy Jones Jr. fight Mike Tyson? Is that wrong? In April this year, in 2 months, the former champions will headline a boxing card promoted by Jorge Masvidal. What? While Masvidal is just beginning his journey as a promoter, it must be doing pretty well, right? That's very true. On the MMA Hour alongside Ariel Helwani, Anthony Pettis discussed his upcoming boxing match. The former UFC champion stated that he was surprised to get the offer. Pettis also stated that he was even more surprised by the payday with the boxing match with Roy Jones Jr. This is interesting, right? I haven't heard about this. It's the real deal, bro. 8 3-minute rounds. My first professional boxing fight, and it's against Roy Jones Jr., Anthony Pettis said on the MMA Hour. Why do you keep saying alongside Ariel Helwani? It's in my hometown. I couldn't say no to that, and opportunity like that pops up once in a lifetime. I was honestly getting ready for PFL at 170 pounds. Oh, he's moving up to the welterweight. That's interesting. Then this popped up, and it's kind of just changed my whole year around. Jorge has been doing the boxing thing, and he hasn't done a card of this caliber yet. I have to admit, I did not know Jorge Masvidal was doing boxing. This is literally the first time I even heard of that. That's interesting. Pettis continued, oh man, it's amazing. I was surprised to see the check. It made me not sign. Wow, okay, this is interesting. It made me not sign my PFL contract, and we know my PFL contract was awesome. We know that. Great money. It's enough for me to fight Roy Jones Jr. in my professional debut as a boxer. Wow, okay, so wow, kind of, yeah. Like I said, I did not know anything about. I'm an MMA casual, so I can't follow every single thing in the world. But I feel like I would have heard something about Jorge Masvidal promoting boxing matches. But I feel like I've never heard anything about that before. That's interesting. I believe this is called Gamebred. I believe that's what it's called, or maybe I'm on the event. It's called Gamebred. I'm not trying to disrespect Jorge Masvidal at all, but how did Jorge Masvidal get the check to pay Anthony Pettis and Roy Jones Jr. that type of money? I gotta say, respect to him for doing that. You know, when I first heard about this, I thought this was, respectfully, maybe not. I mean, along the lines of a thriller. Is it thriller or a thriller? That company, or like the Zone, right? Like I did not expect this to be promoted by MMA fighter. You have to respect that. I think that's a great idea by Jorge Masvidal. I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna get into MMA promoting, but boxing has a spot for promoters, right? Like it's a lot easier More casual fans, I believe, at this point, for the most part, still watch a lot of boxing compared to MMA fans. If you have an up and coming MMA organization, it's a little bit hard to. It just seems like a little bit that much harder to promote instead of instead of boxing. Like if you want to be a boxing promoter, there's like 5 big corporations or companies who are putting together professional fights, where there's clearly a lane, this lane for Jorge Masvidal. I believe it's going to work, especially, but I'm saying it's going to work even though 2 minutes ago I didn't even know he had this. But like I said, you have to respect that. I've never heard about it, and the first time I hear about it is a fight between Anthony Pettis and Roy Jones Jr. I believe that's gonna do good numbers. I really do. I have to see the rest of the card, do a lot more research into this organization, but hopefully this isn't a one and done opportunity for Anthony Pettis. He's 1-4, I believe. He's 1-4 since going to the PFL from UFC. So not the greatest, clearly not the best record, not what PFL probably wants to pay him. And with him on 5 fights already, we'll see what his next contract. I'm pretty sure PFL is going to give him a huge bag, but we'll see what holds the future for Pettis, because he says it made me not sign my PFL contract. So will they keep that contract on hold for him? Because right now he's preparing for for Roy Jones Jr. And Roy Jones Jr., like I said, I thought Roy Jones Jr. had a fight versus Mike Tyson a few years ago. Like, am I wrong about that? So for that reason, I would not expect Pettis to win this fight. I don't know what weight classes this is going to be at. That's going to be an important question, because Pettis says he was bulking up, looking to fight in the PFL at 170 pounds. So we'll see what the weight class will be for this event. I don't know. He says it's the real deal. I gotta stop saying he. Anthony Pettis says that this is the real deal. This is his quote. It's the real deal, bro. Not the money, but the actual fight. 8 3-minute rounds. My first professional boxing fight. He doesn't say anything about exhibition or anything like that. 8 3-minute rounds. It's not 2-minute rounds. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, because Roy Jones Jr. fought Mike Tyson a few years ago and did not lose or get knocked out, I'm going to assume he's probably not going to lose to Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis is a really good overall striker, but, more known for kicks than knocking people out with his fist. Nothing against, obviously, he would knock me out with his fist. I mean, right, clearly. But, he's definitely Showtime Pettis. So we'll see. Maybe he could, go into a match of Roy Jones and catch Roy Jones. We will see. Let me know your opinion of this fight. Let me know if I'm, completely an MMA casual, because I did not know that Jorge Masvidal not only was a promoter, was a boxing promoter and have this organization. I believe it's called Gamebred. I believe that's the name of the event. But let me know who else is on this card, right? I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. I'm assuming, obviously, this will most likely be the main event of that, and that event will be happening. The event I'm referring to will be Pettis versus Roy Jones Jr. in April 2023, 2 months from now. But I'm Jason. The world is yours. Today we have a story about Anthony Pettis, PFL, current lightweight PFL fighter, or we'll see because he didn't sign a contract. Anthony Pettis discusses amazing payday for his boxing debut versus all-time legend of Roy Jones Jr. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the $1 donation button, and please tune in to the next video on this channel. Thanks a million for watching.